We thought retiring abroad would feel like permanent vacation, but it didn't. It felt different, and no one warned us about it. It wasn't bad, it was just something we weren't prepared for.
Today we're sharing what retiring abroad actually feels like, so you'll know before you take the leap.
Hi, we are Sean and Tina. We retired early, sold almost everything, and now traveling the world full time. We will show you how you can live abroad comfortably on $2,500 a month with real budgets, tips, and destinations that can make retirement affordable and exciting. So, hit that subscribe button and see how you can retire sooner, travel longer, and live more. Hi, guys. Welcome back to our channel.
I'm Sean.
And I am Tina. And if you are joining us for the first time, we want to welcome you. And to our current subscribers, we want to welcome you back as well. The first 2 to 3 weeks just really didn't feel like freedom. It felt unfamiliar, mainly because it wasn't home.
Think about this. You wake up and realize, I don't have a job. And for most of us, that's something we've been doing for 10 to, in some cases, 30 years.
Yeah, and also, just no structure, no appointments on your calendar, no meetings you have to be to, no date set for, parties or birthdays, although we enjoy those, but none of these are on your schedule anymore.
Yeah, and another one, no coworkers. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of my coworkers, we were sending text messages to each other. So you wake up and you're not getting text messages from your coworkers and some of the people that you spent a lot of time with before you left.
Yeah, and no house. And everything that came with that house, whether it was getting the lawn cut or getting something serviced at home.
Right.
You have none of these things anymore to take care of.
Yeah, so basically, to sum it up in a nutshell, no role at all. You just basically free to do with your time as you please.
We figured out when you remove all of your obligations, you have to decide, who are you without it?
So at the beginning of our retirement abroad, there were some silent fears that we had. We asked ourselves, is this reckless? Because none of our family or friends really understood why we were doing it. So it made us question even ourselves.
And also we had the question about whether it was going to be safe. So far in our travels, we haven't experienced any issues, and we do our best to try to keep ourselves out of harm's way with not, being out late or, bringing attention to ourselves.
Right.
So we try to at least, follow a few of those guidelines.
Yeah, and then another big one is, what if something goes wrong? Probably the two biggest fears for most of us is going to be, what if something happens to our health, and financially, what if something happens? So those were just some of the fears that we had, before we retired.
So the next thing we want to do is just go over some of the strategies that we use to manage our fears. And the first one is we made sure that we created an emergency fund.
Yeah, that's critical, especially in those the health and the financial issues. It makes you feel better when you got funds available to address some of those issues. The second thing we did is we secured travel insurance. We use Safety Wing. It's primarily for emergency purposes, so that was something else that that we put in place to help.
And on the Safety Wing, I will link that in the video description for you. And also just having a realistic budget. We felt that the $2,500 budget that we have is pretty reasonable for us. It has been working for us so far. So we think we hit that nail right on the head.
Yeah, and something else we did that kind of ties in with that budget is we did a lot of research on the countries that were going to be favorable from a cost of living standpoint and a safety standpoint.
And the next one would be identifying affordable healthcare options abroad. We did research as well. As you all know, we have, since we've been traveling, we had some health screenings performed. Yeah. And if you haven't watched that video, please go back and check that out. And I'll make sure I link it here as well. But so we made sure that we did research on that, and also just try to figure out in the areas where we're going, where the hospitals are located, just in case we need them.
Yeah, and what I would say is, retiring abroad, it doesn't have to feel risky if you have a good plan in place. I don't know if you guys have watched one of our previous videos, but I used to be a high school basketball official. And at the beginning of every season, our secretary would say the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So you got to be prepared.
Early on, when we started traveling, living abroad did feel a little lonely for us. We felt like we needed a community, which was also very important to us.
Yeah, once you take on this lifestyle, you'll have to learn to build new circles because you left pretty much, your main circles at home, and some of the ways we did that is, like Tina mentioned, online communities. That was critical for us. It's something you can even do before you actually leave home. You can sign up for these groups. We went on Facebook and found a group there, and then there was another community that we joined, Grounded Life. So that's been very helpful for us.
Also, when we're out, just meeting other fellow travelers, that's always great to meet with them and talk with them, see where they're from, and just share information about each other. Yeah. And usually it'll end up with maybe dinner, lunch, or coffee later.
Right. And as you would imagine, if you're traveling through countries like Southeast Asia, it's pretty obvious in some cases, who the travelers are. So it's a lot of fun getting to know everyone. And then finally, for us, it's a church. We look for churches everywhere we go, and it's definitely been, a comfort for us because it gives us a sense of familiarity, what we're used to at home. So that's helped us out a lot as well.
Now that we've given it some time, retirement abroad has become normal for us. We've had opportunity to get our feet wet. So, every day has gotten better. We really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think finding a routine has been helpful. I think you guys all are aware, the gym is probably one of our biggest items that we'd like to try to settle into a routine as soon as we land in the destination. So having a gym routine has definitely been helpful in making things normal for us.
Getting groceries. We want to make sure that we have something here at our accommodations, so when we need a snack, it's available. And in our previous videos, I think we showed you all where one of the grocery stores were located, and usually they're pretty close. We try to pick accommodations where we have those things available to us and not too far for us, because we will be walking everywhere we're going pretty much.
And then chores. We got to do chores, right?
Yeah, chores. So normally this would consist of, just our personal business. Even though we're traveling and on the road, we still have some things we need to take care of back at home. And we do that by our computers, whether that's banking or any medical stuff that need to be done. We handle those. And laundry. Gotta do laundry, right? Since we are slow travelers and we try to pack as light as we can, we tend to have to do laundry a little bit more often, which is fine. But those are the type of things that we kind of do on a definitely laundry on a weekly basis.
Yeah, another thing that really has made life seem more normal is watching our TV shows. Obviously, we all have streaming services. We're no different. We have Netflix, and in fact, we also have other subscriptions that allow me to watch the Super Bowl. I know a lot of our viewers probably watch the Super Bowl on Sunday night. Well, for me, it was Monday morning, but having that type of stuff available to you, it definitely helps you feel a little bit like normal. In fact, right now, I'm following the Winter Olympics. So, that's the type of things that, that this helps kind of get you settled in. And then lastly is probably social events.
Yeah, we take part in any social events that we may have. Sean mentioned the Facebook group. They'll have meetups in certain countries, and they have the time set where they're going to meet up. And we usually try to attend those, so that gives us the opportunity as well to meet other fellow travelers. Also, ladies and guys, solo travelers as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a great time to get together and laugh and just join in with other people that share, what you're doing.
Yeah. Look, it definitely helps things seem like you're at home.
We have come up with a list of things that we know, at least for us, that retirement does work being abroad. And the first one we want to share with you is, you wake up with no schedule. And no schedule means no stress.
Yeah, it's number one for a reason. Probably the second one is, your cost of living is going to be easier for you to control.
And your social circle is constantly growing. I mean, the number of people that we have ran into since we've been traveling it's just been mind-blowing for us.
Yeah, and I think judging by the people that we have viewing our videos that are interested in this lifestyle, people see this as definitely an opportunity for them to improve their, their well-being in their retirement years. And a couple of other things, from a health standpoint, we're walking more. Obviously, we're eating a little different than we did in the United States. And I think if you talk to any traveler, they'll say that they feel like their diet is much healthier as they've traveled abroad.
And, just the fact of just feeling safe. I mean, we have been out, like I said, we don't stay out late, but when the sun goes down and the darkness comes, I consider that late. But we found ourselves, getting dinner a little later and just walking back, and we feel just like we would feel in the daytime.
Yeah, one thing that I think for me, being retired, obviously is one big milestone for all of us. And then being in a different country, is something else that you've new that you're experiencing. But I think overall, generally speaking, I think from a health standpoint, from a cost of living standpoint, safety, and just meeting new people, I think the whole experience for us has definitely been positive, and that's what we want to share with our viewers to let them know, if you're considering this, it can definitely work for you. So to our viewers, if you're considering retirement abroad, let us know in the comment what some of your fears are about leaving the country to retire.
And if you are thinking about early retirement, we hope you enjoyed this video today and that you found the information helpful, and hopefully it'll put you on the right track to retirement. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a like and hit that subscribe button. It will notify you when we upload new videos to our channel, and it'll also help our channel to grow. You know, we love giving you this information. We love just being here with you and just allowing you to imagine you can be where we are today.
Facts.
So guys, thank you for
Thanks
watching.
for watching.
And we'll see you in the next one.